Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Krysten Hansyn and this is Goddess Imagine, a transformational yoga and modern metaphysical studio. I'm here today with a brand new transformational yoga class that's called Activate Our Inner Wisdom and Radically Radiate Our Self-Trust. This class was specifically created for individuals who struggle with trusting their intuition or their inner voice and making critical decisions regarding themselves and their future. We are unable to take action and move forward to become the highest version of ourselves and make all of our dreams come true because so many of the decisions that we've made in the past have ended up in absolute disaster, and now we fear making similar mistakes. So many times we thought that we were doing the right thing, only to have the fallout of those decisions blow up in our faces over and over again. Today, we have an opportunity to let go of all of that negativity and then move forward in all the ways that we desire. In our session, we'll be working with different elements to help us release all of that trauma and drama that's diminished our self-confidence and our self-esteem and has left us frozen in fear. We'll be working together to activate our third eye chakra and create space to experience that ancient inner wisdom that's been buried deep within us and long forgotten. We'll invite our higher power to join us. We'll connect with our inner goddess. We'll embrace our divine feminine energy to reclaim our personal power and our fierce independence. We'll also be working with all of the elements in the night sky to ignite our inner magic and let our senses soar. Together, we will flow to activate our inner wisdom and radically radiate our self-trust as we continue our journey to become the woman that we were originally created to be and manifest the lifestyle that we've always imagined. Today's class will contain a seated savasana. As always, you're more than welcome to enter into a reclined savasana. If you have anything that you need for that, you can go ahead and get those items. Also, if you want to grab your yoga blocks and your mat, I will meet you back here when you're ready. We begin our session by coming to sit in Sukhasana or easy pose. We cross our legs up underneath us as we come to a tall seat. In my classes, there's a strong emphasis on realigning and strengthening our spine. And we do that by stacking our head over our heart and over our hips. We lift up our chin until it becomes parallel with the mat, and then we draw our shoulders down away from our jaw. We want to create space between our chin and our chest. And then we practice holding our stomach muscles in nice and tight, right? Even if our stomach is spilling out in front of us, we want to practice tightening those core muscles because that's what helps to strengthen and support our posture. Then, when we feel comfortable, we can open up our palms to the universe and we close our eyes down as we begin to settle into our session. We start to change our perspective from where we just came in from to where we are in this moment. We start to inhale through our nose. We exhale through our mouth. We start to form that rhythmic style of breath. Maybe we take a deep breath in, exhale, deep breath out. We allow ourselves to be present for this experience. Any little intrusive, disruptive thoughts that start to come in, we just let them flutter right on by. As we start to relax our mind, body, and spirit, we inhale, release our hands, we lift them high up overhead. Palms come together. As we exhale, drop down to prayer hands at our chest. Here, we invite our higher power to join us. However it is you see that connection for you. And if you're unsure what that connection is, we can use words like God, universe, spirit, or love and light, or maybe source. Whatever feels best to you. We connect deeply with our inner goddess. We embrace our divine feminine energy. And we can also set a personal intention for our session today, something that we'd like to uniquely obtain from our session. When we're finished, we bow and say, "So mote it be." Then we come to rise, we keep the eyes down and our prayer hands at our chest as we start to activate our third eye chakra. This sits in the center of our forehead. It contains a beautiful indigo light. And using our imagination, we can visualize going in towards our third eye chakra and activating that sacred energy. And we sense that awakening in a way that feels amazing and inspiring to us. And we can ask our third eye to reveal to us how our individual intuition works. Do we see it, feel it, know it, or hear it? We can also ask to distinguish the voice between our intuition and that of our thoughts and fears. Now we can start to direct our energy a little higher up towards the night sky. As we forge a connection with the moon and the stars, maybe we choose a singular star and capture that in our imagination, or maybe a particular style of moon. And we can utilize these as our external guidance system. And we can allow those energies to fall down upon us. As we feel comfortable with that connection and start to seal that connection, we inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Beautiful. Open up our eyes, bring our hands down to our knees, and now we start our class. If you're able to do head and neck rotations like this, then I invite you to do a few rounds clockwise and a few rounds counterclockwise. But if you have vertigo or get extreme dizziness like I do, then I invite you to follow me with this instead. We come back to our tall seat, we draw our shoulders down. We inhale, we lift our eyes up towards the sky. And then we exhale, bring our chin down to our chest, let the shoulders fall. Inhale, float our eyes up towards the sky. Exhale, bring our chin down to our chest. Beautiful. Bring our eyes to center. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, tilt your right ear down towards your right shoulder. We pause here for a moment to open up the left side of our neck. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Bring ourselves back to center. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, tilt your left ear down towards your left shoulder. We pause to open up the right side of our neck. We take a deep breath in. Exhale, deep breath out. Beautiful. Bring ourselves back to center. Extend both of your arms out to the side as wide as you comfortably can. We drop the shoulders down and lift the chest. Flip the palms, bring the hands behind you, interlace the fingers and draw the shoulder blades down. If this isn't comfortable for you or in your wheelhouse, then you can place your hands on your hips. We inhale, draw the shoulders down, lift our eyes up towards the sky, then we exhale, forward fold. Draw the shoulders down, relax the neck, and allow the crown to fall down to the ground. This is when we start to let everything go. We bring ourselves back upward, release our hands out to the sides as wide as we comfortably can. Drop the shoulders, open up the chest. And then we flip the palms, bring the hands behind us, interlace the fingers, draw the shoulder blades down. Opposite thumb crosses the other. We inhale, lift our eyes up towards the sky. Exhale, we forward fold. Draw those shoulders back, relax the neck, and allow the crown to fall. We start to let go of any apprehensions, any self-doubt, all of those things that want to call us away from our practice. We keep bringing ourselves back to our heartbeat, bringing ourselves back to our breath. This time we come to rise, we inhale. Release the hands and we lift them all the way up overhead. Draw the biceps back and we lengthen the spine from the root all the way to the crown, and we reach our fingertips up towards the sky. This is when we tap into our inner magic and our divine momentum. We start to let that energy flow through our opening flow. Exhale, bring your hands down around the sides. Inhale, float our hands back upwards, draw those biceps back. Exhale, float your hands down to the ground. As we inhale, place your left hand on the mat next to you. Exhale, bring that right bicep over your right ear. We gently want to ease the head back, keeping the ears in between the shoulder and the bicep, and then lightly lift your heart upward. As we reach our right hand high up overhead. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Beautiful. Bring that right hand down to the ground. Inhale. Float our hands back up to the sky. Exhale. Bring them down to the ground. As we inhale, place our right hand on the mat next to us. Exhale. Bring that left bicep over our left ear. We want to gently ease our head back, keeping that alignment, lifting our heart up towards the sky as we reach that left arm high overhead. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Beautiful. Bring our left hand down to the ground. Inhale, float our hands up overhead. We turn to the right. Exhale, we open up into a twist. We lengthen the spine from the root to the crown, and then we can sink just a little bit deeper. So when we start to wring out the trauma and the drama, twists are powerful in yoga. We use that metaphor of like wringing out a dirty dish rag. And we start to get rid of that negativity from within our mind, body, and spirit. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Inhale, lift our hands up overhead. We turn to the left. Exhale, open to a twist. Lengthen the spine from the root to the crown. Now we see if we can sink just a little bit deeper. And we want to release that trauma and drama from our body so we can regain our self-confidence, our self-esteem, and stop feeling fear every time we have to make a decision. We want to create space to hear our inner wisdom, but to also invite love and light. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Beautiful. Inhale, float our hands back up to the sky. Exhale, bring them down around our sides. Awesome. Let's turn to face the top of the mat. Extend the legs out in front of you. Give them a little bit of a shake, and then widen them out to a 45-degree angle. We can keep the right leg extended, but bend the left knee. Bring the inside of the left foot to the inside of the right thigh. We can keep a little bend in our knee, but lift those toes upwards. Hands come down around our hips. Inhale, lift the hands up overhead. We turn towards our right thigh. As we exhale, we forward fold from the hips, coming down over our leg. Draw the shoulders back and elongate the spine. And let ourselves just fall. This is when we lay down that proverbial sword. We've been fighting against everyone and everything our entire life. We've been in this solo battle. Today we relinquish that sword, and we know that it's okay to ask for outside assistance. We don't have to bear this burden by ourselves. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Walk ourselves back up to a center seat. Inhale, rotate that left hand behind us. Exhale, lift our hips up high into stargazer. This is where we deepen our connection with the universe. Reaching up high up towards the stars. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Awesome. Lower our hips back down to the ground. We come back to center. Extend the left leg out. Give both of them a shake. Bend the right knee. Bring the inside of the right foot to the inside of the left thigh. Hands come back down around our sides. We can keep a bend in the knee but flex the toes upwards. Inhale, lift the hands up to the sky. We turn towards our left leg. Exhale, we forward fold from the hips. Draw the shoulders back. Elongate that spine. And allow ourselves to fall down towards our thigh. And we start to open up space to feel our intuition and our self-confidence and our self-worth begin to grow. We almost imagine just like a little seed deep within us that's starting to take root. We take a full breath in and a full breath out. Walk ourselves back to center. Inhale, rotate the right arm behind you. Exhale, lift our hips up to the sky and stargazer. And we imagine our connection to that star, our external guidance. We draw that energy down. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Beautiful. Bring our backside down to the ground. You got this. Untuck the right leg. Bring both legs out to a 45-degree angle for our seated wide-legged forward fold. Hands come down around the hips. Inhale, lift the hands back up to the sky. Exhale, we forward fold. Once our hands are on the mat, draw them back almost as if our elbows are going to touch the ground. Draw the shoulders back and lift our eyes up towards the top of the mat. Now we close the eyes down. We've activated that third eye chakra and we start to begin to focus in that lens. And we start to feel those initial sensations deep within our imagination of how we believe our intuition works. And as we close our eyes down, we can begin to imagine that we can see through this sacred space. We take a full breath in and a full breath out. Awesome. Walk ourselves back up. Tuck our legs up underneath us as we come up and over into tabletop for our cat-cows. If you're tall like me, you want to come down to the second half of the mat. We want to make sure that everything's all tucked in, that nothing's going to fly out or fall down in our practice. We place our hands underneath our shoulders, knees come underneath our hips. Internally, rotate those elbows forward as we press squarely into our palms. Hold the stomach in tight, and then lower the stomach down to the ground as we lift our head and tailbone. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, press into the palms, lift our spine all the way up to the sky. Maybe we gently rock back and forth here. Inhale, we lower the stomach, we dip down into cow. Exhale, we float high into cat. Inhale, lower the stomach, we shine that third eye chakra forward. Exhale, we shine the spine. Inhale, lower the stomach, we dip deep back down into cow. Exhale, we float high into cat. One more time. Inhale, lower the stomach, we lift the head and tailbone. Exhale, we lift the spine high. Awesome. Come back to our neutral tabletop for our thread the needle. We take the right hand, reach underneath as we inhale. Float that right hand up to the sky. Reaching up as high as we comfortably can as we start to reach for new heights in our practice and new heights in our life. Once we've reached as high as we can, then we exhale, bring the hand down. We curve the wrist, we thread the needle, and lower that right shoulder down towards the mat. If you're like me and that shoulder doesn't reach, use your left hand to support you. As we inhale, press into our left hand, we float the right hand back up to the sky. We open ourselves to this divine experience. being open to what the universe has in store for us. Then we exhale, bring that right hand down. We curve the wrist, thread the needle, twist deep in the waist as we bring our shoulder down towards the mat. And we pause here for 2 breaths. We start to contemplate this new dynamic we're stepping into, learning to activate our inner wisdom and radically radiate self-trust can seem so foreign, but here you are doing it. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Press into your left hand. Bring your right hand back to the mat. We change sides. Inhale, reach under with our left hand. We float the left hand up to the sky. We open up our heart. We open up our chest. We lift our chin, creating this new dynamic space. Then we exhale, bring that left hand down. We curve the wrist, thread the needle, bring the left shoulder down towards the mat. If yours doesn't reach, use your right hand to support you. We press into our right hand. Inhale. Float our left hand back up to the sky. Big opening here. We open ourselves up to all divine possibilities. Then we exhale. Bring that left hand down. Curve the wrist. We thread the needle. Twist deep in the waist to bring that left shoulder down to the mat. We pause here for 2 breaths. We start to think about what life will look and feel like once we do start to trust ourselves. No more hesitation, second guessing, all that crazy chaotic stress that we carry. We just have absolute faith in ourselves and our choices. We take a full breath in and a full breath out. Beautiful. Press into that right hand. Bring our left hand to the mat. As we inhale, widen our knees to the edge of the mat. Bring our big toes together. Exhale, send the hips back to a wide-legged child's pose. Walk your hands out. Roll the fingertips out. We press each one into the mat. We have a big stretch here from the hips to the fingertips. As we start to unstack those cervical vertebrae, we start to let go of the trauma and drama that's hidden deep within the mind, body, and spirit, opening up all these dark areas of the body. And we start to let that negativity just trickle off of us and fall deep down into the ground. We inhale, come to rise, bring the knees together. Exhale, upward facing dog. Press into the palms, roll those elbow eyes forward as we bring our beautiful face forward. And we practice breaking through both internal and external barriers to listening to our inner wisdom and feeling our self-trust. Inhale through our nose, exhale through the mouth. Inhale, send the hips back, widen out our knees. Exhale, wide-legged child's pose. Walk the hands out, roll the fingertips out. We press each one into the mat. We want to feel that big pull. And we let ourselves just fall down close to the ground. And we also start to let go of regret. All those times that we made those decisions that didn't work out right, and all those times that we didn't choose, that we held back making a decision out of fear, perhaps missing out on something amazing. We just let that all go. Let that fall off of you and float away. Inhale, we come to rise, bring the knees together. Exhale, upward facing dog. We press into the palms, roll those elbow eyes forward. And we practice starting to rise, right? We're beginning to rise to this new version of ourselves, maybe feeling that little seed of confidence, our self-worth beginning to take root and maybe start to unfold. And allowing ourselves to feel happy, or maybe a different positive expression that you haven't felt in a very long time. Inhale through the nose, exhale through our mouth. Awesome. Send the hips back. Now, we will be doing puppy dog or heart warmer here. So we want to widen the knees to about the width of our hips and then walk our hands out in front of us as we work to lower our chest down to the ground. You can set your forehead on the mat if you choose. I'm going to bring my knees back just a smidge here. And I like this pose because it brings our heart as close as we can to the mat. And this is when we let go of all of that deep pain and agony, the sorrow, the suffering, all those deep emotions, that heavy emotional weight that we carry, all the anger, the hatred, the violence, all of that negativity has no place in our transformation. There's nothing positive that we are going to do by hanging on to all of that nastiness. I invite you to envision a funnel in your heart chakra, and we let all that negativity pour out into the ground. Just let everything go. You got this. We take a full breath in and a full breath out. Beautiful. Now we prepare to shift forward into our Sphinx pose. So we gently ease the body forward, bring the knees together, and then slowly lower the pelvis down towards the ground. Wiggle the hips back to bring the elbows underneath the shoulders. If your knees bother you, turn the toes down to take that pressure off. Once we've arrived, then widen those forearms slightly to give ourselves a nice base. Then draw the shoulders down as we inhale. We press into the palms as we exhale, and we lift our beautiful faces forward. Draw the shoulders back as we rise strong in Sphinx. And just like the Sphinx that stood the test of time, so is we. The Sphinx has remained unbothered for thousands of years. We've remained unbothered as well. We're very strong women, sometimes to a fault. But our story's not over. The next chapter's just beginning. We take a full breath in and a full breath out. Beautiful. Now, slowly lower yourself down towards the ground. Bring your hands down around your chest. Lift yourselves up to tabletop and then send your hips back to a child's pose. Take your time. Let the spine relax. We just want to reset the spine for a minute as we prepare to come into our Shakti flow. Our Shakti flow is a dynamic flow that's a blend of our inner goddess, our divine feminine energy, our connection to our higher power, our connection to our third eye chakra, the moon, the stars, all of the elements that we're working with. We begin, we inhale, tuck our chin to our chest as we roll forward into an elegant upward facing dog. Tuck the chin to chest as we exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lower the knees to tabletop. Exhale, send the hips back to child's pose. Beautiful. Let the crown come down to the ground. We inhale, roll ourselves forward into an elegant upward facing dog. Exhale, bring the chin to chest, downward facing dog. Inhale, lower down to tabletop. Exhale, send the hips back to child's pose. Awesome. We do it one more time. Lower the crown down to the ground. We inhale, bring the chin to chest. We come to an elegant upward facing dog. Exhale, bring the chin to chest, downward facing dog. Inhale, we lower down to tabletop. Exhale, send the hips back to child's pose. Beautiful. We pause here. We take a deep feminine collective breath in through the nose. Exhale with sound. Awesome. Come to rise in our tabletop. I'm going to take a little hand walk here. Turn the toes down, send the hips up into a downward facing dog. Beautiful. We slowly alternate our heels down to the ground as we press on our palms. Taking our time to open up the backs of our legs, open up our body. You're doing amazing. Stay with me. Stay focused on your breath, focused on your heartbeat, feeling that little seed of intuition and self-confidence and self-worth begin to rise within you. Then we bring ourselves back to a place of stillness. And then slowly walk ourselves towards the top of the mat, keeping our fingertips connected. Root the heels into the ground, bend the knees as we inhale. Root to rise, lift our hands up overhead. Exhale, we come to mountain pose. We will be doing 2 rounds of moon salutations, a different variation of sun salutations. It's a little deeper rhythmic flow and also contains a crescent lunge. We'll do 2 rounds on the right, 2 rounds on the left. The first round is about activating our inner wisdom. The second round is about radiating our self-trust. If you're unfamiliar, then I invite you to watch me go through a round on each side and then just play the video back and then jump in and join us, all right? I know you got this. We come to stand at the top of the mat in mountain pose. We root the heels in, we center our energy. We come to prayer, hands at our chest, and just for a moment, contemplate this teaching cue. And we're the directors of our own life. We don't need anyone's permission. We don't need anyone's approval. We don't have to talk over our dreams and goals and ideas with everyone around us to get an opinion. We are thoroughly capable of deciding for ourselves. We are reclaiming our personal power. We are reclaiming our fierce independence. Let's take a moment here and take that positive energy in. Damn straight. Bring our hands down around our hips, open up our eyes, and we begin. You got this. Here we go. Inhale, bend the knees, lift our hands up high overhead. Exhale, we sink into chair. Inhale, swoop the arms up and back to extended mountain. Then we exhale for a wide arm forward fold. Take as much bend in the knees as you need here. Inhale, halfway lift, draw the shoulders back, flatten our spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look down, step back with your right foot, then your left. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step up with our right foot to the top of the mat. Exhale, lower that left knee down. Inhale, swoop our hands up high to crescent lunge. Exhale, bring them down to the ground. Step back with our right foot as we inhale. Downward facing dog, we exhale. Inhale, come forward to plank pose, option to lower to the knees. Exhale, chaturanga down to the mat. Inhale, we rise to cobra, drop the shoulders. Exhale, lower to the mat. Press up into plank as we breathe in. Downward facing dog, we breathe out. Walk to the top of the mat or inhale, step up with the right foot. Exhale, bring up the left. Inhale, halfway lift, flatten the back, square the shoulders. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, lift our hands up high to the sky. Exhale, sink into chair. Inhale, drift the arms up and back to extended mountain, then we exhale for a wide arm forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, look down, step back with our left foot, then our right. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step up with our left foot to the top of the mat. Exhale, lower that right knee down. Inhale, circle our hands up high to crescent lunge. Exhale, bring them down to the ground. Step back with our left foot, we breathe in. Downward facing dog, we breathe out. Inhale, come forward to plank pose, option to lower to the knees. Exhale, chaturanga down to the mat. Inhale, we rise to cobra, drop the shoulders. Exhale, lower to the mat. Press up into plank as we breathe in. Downward facing dog, we breathe out. Walk to the top of the mat or inhale, step up with the left foot. Exhale, bring up the right. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, lift our hands up high overhead. Exhale, we sink into chair. Inhale, swing the arms up and back, and then we exhale for a wide arm forward fold. You got this. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step back with our right foot. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step up with our right foot to the top of the mat. Exhale, lower that left knee down. Inhale, circle our hands up high to crescent lunge. Exhale, bring our hands to the ground. Step back with our right foot as we breathe in. Downward facing dog, we breathe out. Inhale, float forward to our plank pose, option to lower to our knees or we shift forward. Exhale, chaturanga, the whole body down. Inhale, rise to cobra, drop the shoulders, shine our third eye forward. Exhale, lower to the ground. Press into plank as we breathe in. Downward facing dog, we breathe out. Inhale, step up with our right foot. Exhale, bring up the left. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, lift our hands up to the sky. Exhale, sink into chair. Inhale, bring the arms up and back, and then we exhale to a wide arm forward fold. Beautiful. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, step back with your left foot. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step up with our left foot to the top of the mat. Exhale, lower the right knee down. Inhale, circle our hands up high to crescent lunge. Exhale, bring them down to the mat. Step back with our left foot, we breathe in. Downward facing dog, we breathe out. Inhale, come forward to plank pose, your choice. We exhale, chaturanga like a boss. Inhale, rise to cobra. Exhale, lower to the ground. Press into plank as we breathe in. Downward facing dog, we breathe out. Inhale, step up with our left foot. Exhale, bring up the right. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, root to rise, lift our hands all the way up high. And then we exhale back to a wide arm forward fold. Step back with our right foot, step back with our left foot, downward facing dog. Pause here to breathe. Whew, you got this. We can lower down to tabletop, send the hips back to child's pose, or simply stay in downward dog and breathe. Whew. We just take a moment here, reconnect with our breath, reconnect with our heart, reconnect with our intention. You got this, you're doing amazing. Stay with me. You got this. We're on a dynamic journey. We're not going back. You got this. Here we go. Inhale, come to three-leg dog with the right foot. Bend the knee, pop the hip. We open up into a scorpion pose. Bring ourselves forward. Step up with our right foot to the top of the mat. 45-degree that back foot. As we exhale, come to rise in a warrior one. Align the hips and shoulders to the top of the mat. We can keep our hands on our hips if we feel wobbly, or lift our hands up overhead. Option to interlace the thumbs to help us draw those biceps back. And here we start to feel that warrior energy. We begin to feel that energy rise all the way up through our body. We start to feel our intuition. We feel our self-confidence. We begin to feel ourselves coming back to life. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Bring our hands behind us, interlace the fingers, draw the shoulder blades down. Inhale, straighten the front leg, lift our eyes up to the sky, and then we exhale into a pyramid pose. Lower the nose down as far as you comfortably can, keeping sure that your shoulders remain aligned to the top of the mat, that we're not drifting off to the side. In pyramid pose, we're working to create new foundations in our life. New solid structures, something safe and secure for us to build up from. Then we inhale, come to rise, rotate that left arm up and over. Exhales, we open up into a warrior two. Extend the arms out nice and long, drop the shoulders. As we start to feel that warrior 2 energy, we continue that flow. We let that energy build. We start to feel maybe that energy radiate out through our fingertips. We turn to look towards the right. Inhale, ease back to peaceful warrior. We invite peace into the chaos. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, come back to peaceful warrior. Exhale, straighten that front leg to reverse triangle. Take the lower left arm, wrap it around your waist, and then bring the eyes to center. Almost like I imagine we're in the page of swords in the tarot, right? Coming at things from the opposite way, coming at things from a different or reverse perspective. Right? We've been headstrong forward for so long. Now we're coming at life in a new, different angle. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. We begin to unwind for our triangle flow. Inhale, unwind the left arm, come to a standing T, shift to the right, and then exhale, triangle pose. Bring that left shoulder back. Gently ease the head back, keeping in between our shoulders, and then lift our heart up towards the sky. Let that third eye follow. We hold for 3, 2, 1. Place your left hand on your left hip. Bring your eyes forward. Pick up a block with your right hand and then step towards the top of the mat. Place that block in front of you from hips to shoulder width for half moon. As you ease forward, inhale. Extend that left leg behind you. Get your balance. Focus your energy. Then we exhale, lift our left hand up to the sky. We come into a half moon pose. And we pause here to connect to the energy of the moon. And we draw that lunar energy down into our inner goddess. Stay with me. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Beautiful. We inhale, we turn to the top of the mat. We touch down with our toes facing the top of the mat. Move the block off to the side. And we exhale, root to rise, lift our hands up overhead. Palms come together down to prayer hands at our chest. We pause here to give ourselves some loving kindness. All those things that we've always longed to hear from other people, we have to learn to give those positive affirmations to ourselves. And we begin with that right here, right now on this mat. Inhale, self-trust. Exhale, self-doubt. Awesome. Bring our hands down around our sides in mountain pose, and we step it back into downward facing dog. We take a vinyasa. Inhale, shift forward to plank, your choice, lower the knees or straight plank. We come to upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, come to three-leg dog with the left foot. Bend the knee, pop the hip into a scorpion pose. Bring our left foot up to the top of the mat, 45 degree that back foot. And as we exhale, come to rise in a warrior 1. Align the hips and shoulders to the top of the mat. Option to keep our hands on our hips or lift them up high. We can also interlace the thumbs to help us draw those biceps back. You got this. And we stand strong in this warrior pose, right? We are unshaken. We are unbroken. We may have been whipped around a little bit, but we are better than ever. We are making a comeback. Inhale through our nose. Exhale through the mouth. Bring the hands behind you. Interlace the fingers. Draw the shoulder blades down. Inhale, straighten the front leg. We look up towards the sky. Then we exhale, pyramid pose. And we imagine what that new foundation is going to be like. We have a new sturdy structure to build our life from. No more second guessing. Everything is felt with our heart. We inhale, come to rise, rotate our right arm up and over. Exhale as we open up into a warrior two. Drop the shoulders down, lift the chest, and feel that energy rise within you. We imagine it's just beginning to lift and lift. That little seed is taking root. It's starting to take shape. Maybe you're starting to feel different sensations in your body of what your intuition may feel like. We turn to look over our left hand. Inhale, we come back to peaceful warrior. We invite peace in our chaos. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, peaceful warrior. Exhale, straighten our front leg to reverse triangle. Take our right arm, wrap it around our waist to bring our eyes to center. This is our transformational journey. As we continue to work on ourselves, people around us aren't going to recognize us. They're never going to see us coming. This is your sacred journey. Inhale and exhale. Here we go for our triangle pose. We inhale, unwind the right arm, come to a standing T. We shift to the left, exhale, triangle pose. Bring that right shoulder over the left. As we lift our heart up towards the sky, we gently ease the head back and then lift our third eye upwards. Repeat after me. I can do hard things. I can do hard things. We hold here for 3, 2, 1. Bring your right hand down to your right hip. Reach down, grab a block with your left hand, and then we step towards the top of the mat. Place your block on the ground about hip to shoulders width apart. As we inhale, place your faith and weight into that block and extend that right leg behind you. Get your balance, get your focus. Then we exhale, lift our right hand up to the sky. You got this. I'm a little shaky on this leg. It's all good. We're all doing the best that we can, and we draw that lunar energy down into us. We feel that funnel of positivity pouring into our mind, body, and spirit. You got this. Stay with me. We take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Then we inhale, slowly bring ourselves down towards the top of the mat, our toes aligned with the top. Set our blocks over to the side, bend the knees. As we exhale, hands come up overhead. We drop down to prayer hands at our chest. We pause here to give ourselves some loving kindness. We inhale self-trust. Exhale, self-doubt. Awesome. We come to stand in mountain pose. Then we step it back to downward facing dog. We take a vinyasa. Inhale, shift forward to plank, your choice. So we inhale to upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step up with our right foot towards the top of the mat, and then we turn all 10 toes towards the back side of the mat here. Look down, make sure our feet are aligned, and then widen our heels, lower our crown down to the ground for Prasarita Pada Tandasana. If we can't reach yet, you can use your blocks on whatever elevation you desire. And we lower that crown down to the ground. We can almost feel those cervical vertebrae unstacking. As we release the weight of our head, we start to release the weight of the world. Maybe we turn our head to the left, we turn our head to the right. We just take a moment and let the blood flow to our brains. We inhale, walk out to a halfway lift, draw the shoulders back, flatten the spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, walk out to a halfway lift, flatten the back. Exhale, forward fold. Bring our eyes back to center. Bend the knees as we inhale. Place our hands on our hips. Rotate the body upwards as we exhale. Lift our hands up high into star pose. Here is when we begin to activate our star qualities, all of our gifts and graces, and we connect our third eye energy to our sacred star. And we start to prepare ourselves for all the things and energies we can rely on for our journey. We open up ourselves big and bright, just like our shining star. Beautiful. Bring your hands down to your hips for goddess pose. Inhale, turn in the left heel, turn in the right. Exhale, we come to a goddess squat. Option to keep our hands on our hips, or we come to prayer hands at our chest. And we can start to feel our goddess energy come forward. We can feel our divine feminine energy just trickle down over the top of us. As we start to meld all these energies, we allow ourselves to feel our authentic self coming forward. You got this. Stay with me. We hold for 3, 2, 1. Now we inhale, turn back the left heel, turn back the right. Exhale, lift our hands back up to the sky to star pose. Draw the biceps back. We open up the mind, body, and spirit. And now we radiate just like that beautiful star that we chose. You got this. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Bring our hands behind us, interlace the fingers, draw the shoulder blades down. Look up to the sky as we breathe in, forward fold, we breathe out. Let the hands come down to the ground. Walk to the top of the mat, we pivot the front foot, pivot the back, and then step to the top of the mat. Inhale, bend the knees, root to rise, lift the hands up high. Exhale, down to prayer, hands at our chest. We will be doing a seated pigeon into a warrior 3. Inhale, take your left ankle, cross it over your right knee. Exhale, we lower into seated pigeon. Straighten the spine and maybe sink just a little bit lower. Now, if this is a little too wobbly, you can bring that left foot down and come into chair with prayer hands, or we can remain with the foot lifted. And we use that third eye chakra to find a place on the wall to focus our energy towards to help us keep our balance. Our wobbling isn't weakness, it's strength and motion. You got this. Beautiful. Then we inhale, come to rise. We roll forward into our warrior 3. Draw the shoulders back as we start to take flight with this newfound version of ourselves. We just let everything go. Inhale, we come to rise, back to prayer hands at our chest. Exhale, we step back down in mountain pose with prayer hands. We pause here to maybe extend any gratitude that we've been holding in our heart. Beautiful. We inhale, self-trust. Exhale, self-doubt. Bring our hands down around our sides to mountain pose. We step it back into downward facing dog. We take a vinyasa. Inhale, we come forward to our plank pose. Upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Here we go on the left. Inhale, step up with our left foot to the top of the mat, and then we parallel all of our toes towards the front side of the mat. Look down, make sure your feet are even. Ever since I had my drop foot, it's so hard for me to feel my feet, let alone get them in the alignment, so I apologize if I look wobbly. And then we lower our crown down to the ground in our Prasarita Padottanasana. And again, we imagine feeling our cervical vertebrae start to unstack. We let the weight of our head go. We let the weight of our world go. Whatever burdens we've been carrying, they're no longer important. We're letting all of that go today. We can turn our head to the left. We can turn our head to the right. Just take a moment for that blood to come to our brain. Then we inhale, walk out to a halfway lift, draw the shoulders back, flatten the spine. Exhale, we come back to a forward fold. Inhale, walk back out to a halfway lift. Exhale, we come back to a forward fold. Bring our eyes back to the ground, bend the knees as we inhale, place our hands on our hips. As we exhale, rotate the body upwards, send our hands to the sky. We open up into star pose. And we feel our star energy start to rise. We feel our intuition, our self-confidence, and our self-worth begin to raise up within us. That seed has been unfolding. It's taken its root, and now it's floating its way upwards through our mind, body, and spirit. Beautiful. Bring our hands down around our hips for goddess pose. Inhale, turn in the left heel, turn in the right. We exhale to a goddess squat. Hands can stay on the knees, or we come to prayer hands at our chest. We continue to feel our inner goddess come forward. We feel our divine feminine energy. We feel our intuition. We start to feel our confidence and our self-worth. All of these energies begin to come together in this goddess pose. Beautiful. We inhale and exhale. We come to rise. Inhale, turn out the left heel, turn out the right. Exhale, lift our hands back up to star pose. Draw the biceps back, lift the chest, shine that third eye chakra outward. And feel yourself take hold of your personal power. You've reclaimed your fierce independence. Allow yourself to feel that energy within you. Beautiful. Bring ourselves back to center. Inhale, hands come behind us. Interlace our fingers, draw the shoulder blades down. Look up to the sky as we breathe in, forward fold. We breathe out. Let the hands go down to the ground. We walk towards the top of the mat. We pivot the front foot, we pivot the back, step to the top of the mat. Bend the knees as we inhale, root to rise, lift the hands up high, palms come together. We exhale down to prayer hands at our chest. Now we do seated pigeon and warrior three on the left. Inhale, we take the right ankle, cross it over the left knee. Exhale, seated pigeon. Option to dip down into chair, straighten the spine, and focus that third eye energy forward to help you keep your balance and maintain your focus. If you wobble and fall, just come right back. It's a part of our personal growth. Inhale, come to rise. Exhale, roll forward into our warrior three. We take flight, soaring through the universe. And we're letting our light shine. You got this. Let yourself soar. Point that extended toe outwards. Draw the shoulders back. You got this. Then we inhale, come to rise, back to prayer hands at our chest. Exhale, we step down into mountain pose. Take a moment to extend any gratitude that you may still have in your heart. Inhale, self-trust. Exhale, self-doubt. Bring our hands down around our sides in mountain pose. We step it back to downward facing dog. Amazing. You are doing amazing. Inhale, come forward for our vinyasa. We rise in upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Lower down to the knees. Send the hips back. We come to rest in child's pose. Beautiful. Well done, everyone. I am so proud of you. Whew, you all did amazing. What a wonderful journey to open up yourself to. Let's take a deep feminine collective breath in together to unite us. We inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth with sound. Awesome. We come to rise for our cool down. Move our blocks over to the side, coming to sit on our back side. Extend the legs out in front of us. We give everyone a moment. Give our legs a little bit of a shake. I'm so proud of you. You did amazing. Now all the hard work is over. We can allow ourselves to cool down, settle into our savasana, and then get on with our day. Beautiful. All right. We come to sit in our seated staff pose. We can keep a bend in the knees, but flex the toes upward. We straighten the spine. Inhale, lift the hands up overhead, draw the biceps back. We exhale, forward fold from the hips up and over our legs. Draw the shoulders back, lengthen the spine, and we let ourselves fall. Maybe gently rocking from side to side, whatever feels best for you. We can reach down to the feet, inside of our feet, whatever feels best for you. We inhale, float our hands back up to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Draw the shoulders back, lengthen the spine. You're such a vision of loveliness. Each and every one of us has been through so much in our lifetime. What a joy to be able to celebrate and to do something different, to do something positive for ourselves. We take a full breath in, exhale, full breath out. We come to rise in our seated position for our half Lord of the Fishes variation into heron pose if you feel like joining in on that. If not, then we can stay in half Lord of the Fishes. As we inhale, take our right foot, cross it over our left leg. Exhale, rotate the right arm behind you. As we inhale, take the left elbow, place it on the outside of the right knee. We come to a high five, and we lengthen the spine from the root to the crown. And then as we exhale, we simply turn to look over our shoulder. We can use this elbow to levy us into that twist as we wring out any additional trauma and drama that may have come up through our practice. But notice how you're sitting. Notice if you're feeling a little bit more confident in your pose, a little more structured, a little more present. Option to inhale, reach down, we touch underneath the right ankle, and we extend that right leg outwards. As we exhale, we extend the right arm behind us, we let that third eye follow. Full breath in, full breath out. Awesome. Bring ourselves back to center. Give the legs a little shake. Come back to center. Inhale, take the left foot, cross it over the right leg. Exhale, rotate the left arm behind you. Inhale, take the right elbow, place it on the outside of the left knee. We come to a high five, lengthen the spine. And then we exhale, we turn to look over our shoulder. We can use this elbow to levy our twist just a little bit more. Releasing the trauma and drama is something that we will do for the rest of our lives. It'll be a part of our daily yoga practice. And every day, that burden becomes less and less. Every day, we become lighter and lighter. As we inhale, come back forward, reach underneath our left ankle. We extend that left leg. Exhale, extend the left arm behind you. Let the third eye follow. You got this. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Beautiful. Bring ourselves back to center. Give the legs a little shake, coming into our bound angle pose. Bring the soles of the feet together, and then work the heels as close as you can to the midline of the body. If you got a bony butt like me, you may have to adjust your seat. As we inhale, interlace the fingers, we wrap our hands around our toes. As we draw the shoulders back, we lift our beautiful faces and our third eye chakra forward. As we exhale, we press the outer edges of our feet together and let those knees fall open to the sides. We can close our eyes down here, tune our energy into our third eye lens. And connecting to our intuition, we allow ourselves to see through that veil. In here, you want to remember what it feels like to feel your intuition. And as the days go by, you want to pay attention to the subtle hits you receive. Do you hear information? Do you see it? Do you feel it? Or do you know it? Or is it a combination of types of intuition? Beautiful. We take a full breath in and a full breath out. Release our hands. We bring our knees together. Maybe bring the heels just a little closer to the body. Wrap your right arm around your legs. Wrap the left and give yourself a nice big hug. Many of us don't have anyone in our life to give us a hug, so we start to give them to ourselves. I am so proud of you. You did an amazing job today. Beautiful. Let's release our hands now. If you're coming into a reclined Savasana, you want to bring your backside down and your feet as close as you can to the edge of the mat, and then we slowly recline ourselves down vertebrae by vertebrae. You can place a bolster underneath your knees. You can place something underneath your head. If you're doing seated with me, then we come to sit at the side of the mat in Sukhasana. We'll give everyone a moment to get situated. Savasana really is the most important part of our practice. The yogis got it right when they instituted it into yoga because it gives us time to rest and to take on and assimilate everything that we've just did, right? It gives us a moment to feel the benefit and the effects of our work. Women like us, we're so busy to get on to the next thing, right? We don't even think about everything that we did. We're so focused in being busy. Yoga forces us to slow it down. It forces us to listen to our bodies, to listen to ourselves, and to come at life from a different direction. Now, if you are reclined, you can open up your palms to the universe, close your eyes down, let the feet fall open. If you're sitting up with me, we can open up our palms to the universe and close our eyes down. We come back to our tall spine. And as we sit in Savasana together, I invite you to think about, how do you plan to go forward after this class? What decisions have you been waiting to make? Where have you been playing it safe? Where have you been playing it small? Where are you ready to excel? Where are you ready to show up and be that dynamic version of yourself? And as we sit here together for the next 2 to 3 minutes, I invite you to contemplate those things. And for those of you that are ready to wrap up your practice, we can start to close our Savasana now. Of course, you're more than welcome to stay as long as you'd like, for up to the next 10 minutes. And as we come back from our session, I invite you to bring everything back with you safely. Any bits of information, any inspiration, any critical lessons that you've learned, we want to lock that into our intuition, our internal knowing, to power us forward after we leave the class. And to seal our session in, let's take a deep breath in together. Exhale, we breathe out. Beautiful. We come to prayer, hands at our chest, and we bow to each other and say namaste. That the yogi in me honors and recognizes the yogi in you, so mote it be. Then we come to rise, open our eyes, and that is the end of our class today. Thank you so much for joining me. I am so proud of you. You did an amazing job, and I truly hope that you found this class beneficial. Learning to trust ourselves and our intuition and to make decisions for ourselves is a powerful step in our transformational journey. So much of our trauma and drama has clouded our lens of discernment and have blurred our ability to decide for ourselves, right? We end up seeking outside sources to decide for us, or we cease to choose altogether. I hope that this class has opened up that doorway to new belief within you. And I always invite my students to do classes like this every day over the next 14 days, right? We get up, grab our yoga gear, get on the mat, we do our savasana, and then get on with our day. Sometimes it takes us more than once of doing a class to build our skill, to feel our confidence soar as we go through the poses and really learn the routine and feel good about ourselves and the work that we're doing, right? It's just a suggestion, but it's something that I've had to do for myself. Thank you very much, everyone. I hope you have a beautiful day. Please feel free to check out the 40+ videos I have up in the channel. And if you could please like this video, maybe leave me a comment. And if you haven't subscribed, please make sure that you do so. Every single subscription counts, and I appreciate you dearly. Bye, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Brightest blessings and namaste. I will see you all in the next video. Thank you, everyone.